$50 million US, Prime Minister, was available to the country from the CDB. You took half of that around about 2 years ago.
Correct.
25 million US. Are you looking to get drawn on the other 25 million?
Yes, and that should become available probably within the next 30 to 60 days. The CDB should have held a board meeting about a month ago. Unfortunately, that board meeting did not take place. So we expect that sometime this month or probably next month they will have this board meeting and the additional 25 million US dollars will be made available. And obviously we have earmarked those funds for certain spending, including giving public servants an increase.
Let's talk about that, Prime Minister. An increase of public servants. It is perhaps the question that has dominated the pre-interview discussion, Prime Minister. Many people wanted us to ask about this. What is expected to be the quantum of that, or at least the range of it?
Well, I mean, I would not want to preempt the negotiating committee. A negotiating committee was established in 2018, and you would have recalled that we gave a 5%, and they're now negotiating the final amount. I believe that initially there was a proposal for 7%. It was rejected by the various bargaining agents, and we have asked our negotiating team to increase the amount. So I'm hoping that within the upcoming weeks that they will come to some agreement and that we'll have a formal proposal before the cabinet, which we stand ready to accept.
And this would be retroactive to any period?
Yes, it will be retroactive, and we certainly put the arrangements in place to also pay the back pay.
Interesting. You're expecting this to be completed again?
Before December 31st, 2022.
So there'll be an increase of public sector workers plus back
pay. Absolutely.
Interesting, Prime Minister. This will come from the 25 million, the additional 25
million.
Well,
you know, we're pursuing different sources of funding. In this year's budget, the 2022 budget, we had actually budgeted for an increase of public servants. The issue now is funding it. Now you'd recognize that we have not recovered the full revenue. I mean, we're still about maybe 10% below 2019 levels. So we have to borrow to fund these expenses. We are looking at different sources. We, as you know, would have floated a bond early in the year, a $200 million US bond. Unfortunately, the initial subscriber did not offer a good deal. So it was just last week that we were able to get them to transfer the bond to another entity. And I believe that next week they should sign off on this bond, and on the basis that all goes well, funds should start to flow from that bond probably within the next 14 days. So on the basis that that comes through, then clearly we'll have the type of funding in order to pay the back pay and to cover the expenses. We know, for example, that our creditors, those who provide services to the government and goods, many of them have arrears, and we want to make sure that we make some substantial payments. We may even factor their debt. So, for example, for some, we may even offer them maybe, suggest that they take a haircut and then pay off the balance, whatever it is. So we want to make a significant dent in the outstanding payables so that we can have more monies in the economy and even to fuel more robust growth within the country. So in as much as we are suggesting that we will do about, say, 7.5% next year, when you look at the plethora of projects that are coming in stream and the fact too that the public sector itself will be poised to spend even more monies within the domestic economy, then it means that we should be in a position to even exceed at 7.5%. So again, you know, we know that as a result of COVID that the arrears would have built up. We know that there's some frustration within the society, and I certainly want to take this opportunity to thank our creditors who would have shown some forbearance